the bodies began turning up in 1985. They were young black women from South Los Angeles. Some of them were prostitutes and drug users, some were not. Activists held vigils demanding accountability from the Los Angeles Police Department.
And in fact, when we first went to Parker Center, we were asked by whoever the detective was, were we prostitutes? And we said no. And they said, well, you shouldn't be concerned about this because he's only killing hookers. And we were absolutely incensed.
Fast forward 24 years. Prescott is again at Parker Center after the LA Weekly broke the news of a secret LAPD task force that was looking into 11 murders linked by ballistics and DNA evidence.
You know, this guy started in 1985 and he, killed 9 people and then took a 13-year break and resumed killing. And I think a lot of people find that, unnerving and scary that this guy is still out there in Los Angeles, killing people. So I was looking at a variety of body dump cases and I noticed that robbery homicide had gone to a lot of these scenes. And so it made me suspicious. And I also, when you call over to the main cold case number, there was a message on there saying, this is the 800 task force. So that also piqued my curiosity.
She poked an open wound, that's for damn sure, because she, it was her story came out, and then, and I knew that she had been sniffing around for quite some time, and quite frankly, her purpose in life and mine are two different things, but I respect her for the job she did.
I think it's just that police instinct to not give up the information. And I think now he realizes that it's helpful because they've gotten so many tips, and for a while there they were stuck and they didn't know anything at all.
We're trying to get the word out, and we've done that through a billboard campaign, through the local media, national media, internet, television. And the billboards were targeted specifically in the areas of high crime and prostitution activity, so that the people that aren't necessarily sitting reading their LA Times over coffee in the morning will maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning look up and read the billboard and get the word and get the information that we're seeking.
I think it's too little and too late. And I also find it extremely disturbing that it took a young white woman reporter to print a story for LAPD to realize that they should have any accountability whatsoever to our community. What is that?
She is kind of reliving the 1980 anti-LAPD friction with the black community thing, and I get along very well with her. And I told her, Margaret, the more noise you make out there, the more my phone rings, and that's both our goals. And because she obviously has the exact same goal that I do, to catch this guy.
Despite the LAPD's about-face on the Grim Sleeper case, Pelisek still finds it disturbing that the victims' families were excluded from the investigation for so long. For some of them, news that their daughters were the victims of a serial killer came from the reporter, not the detective.
For years, like 20 years, they had no idea what was going on with their daughter's case. They thought nothing ever was going to happen. When I told them, it wasn't so much about the serial killer, it was the fact that they felt hope that the police were looking into it. Because they had such a terrible impression of the police and that no one cared about their daughter. And to find out that there was this task force looking into it, I think that gave them renewed hope that maybe, this killer would be caught. It was like their daughters died the day before. They never get over it at all.